With the music booming in the background, we're ready for basketball on the Blue Ridge Cable Television Network and the Mansfield streaming service. Good evening, everyone. Chris Vaughn with you for a key NTL matchup as tonight, the 17-1 North Penn Mansfield Tigers take on the 12-5 Troy Trojans. A key game for both teams, as Mansfield certainly now is the team with the bullseye on their back with their stellar record of 17-1. In addition to that 17-1 record, if you look at the top 25 3A teams in the state, according to Max Press, Mansfield is the 13th team in the state in 3A basketball. However, if you look at the rankings in the Pittsburgh Tribune in 3A basketball, the North Penn Mansfield Tigers are rated the #1 team in the state of Pennsylvania in 3A basketball with their 17-1 record. So the bullseye on the back, either poll really doesn't mean a thing once they get the tip-off for tonight's game going. And it's a key game for Mansfield to keep this amazing final season of Coach Kipper Burley together. And it's a huge game for the Troy Trojans as Troy comes in 12-5, looking right now to move up in the District 4 standings, because right now the top 8 teams will make the playoffs. And right now Mansfield, with their 17-1 record, they're fairly secure in the #1 spot regardless of what might happen there. Wellsboro is second at 12-4. Southern Columbia at 11-6 is third. Then Loyalsock with a 10-6 record is fourth. Troy at 12-5, they're ranked fifth. So Troy, even though they have more wins than Loyalsock and Southern Columbia, are ranked behind those two schools in the rankings. And if the season ended today, Troy would have to play at Loyalsock. And to make it even more interesting, in a tournament game earlier this year at a neutral site, Troy beat Southern Columbia by 9 points. They have one more win on the season than Southern Columbia, but yet Southern Columbia is ranked third. But the three teams are so close in percentage rankings in District 4. Southern Columbia has a district ranking of .571. Loyalsock is .570. Troy is .570. And to separate Loyalsock and Troy right now, you have to carry it out to the 5th decimal point. Loyalsock has a .57071 ranking. Troy has a .57070 ranking. You have to carry it out to the 5th place as far as the rankings are concerned. So with a week and a half to go, that can certainly change. And certainly Troy beating the #1 seeded team in the district, that's going to go a long way in moving them up in the standings. So plenty to play for the Trojans tonight, plenty to play for the Tigers tonight. We should have a good one. And for the first time this season, really the injury bug has struck the Tigers. Sam Lawrence came up gimpy and injured. He had we were told, a bad contusion on his leg that he suffered in the Towanda game. So consequently, he's going to give it a go tonight. I'm not sure if he'll be in the starting lineup or not, but if not, this probably will be the first game all year where Mansfield hasn't started the same 5 players of Sam Lawrence, Brody Burley, Alex Davis, Cooper Shaw, and Carson Dominic. But certainly Andrew Green's been playing very good basketball. I'm sure he'll get the start if Sam doesn't, and maybe they'll bring Sam Lawrence off of the bench. We'll have to see what the winningest coach in Mansfield high school history decides. Kipper Burley coming in this game by our count with 321 victories as the head coach at Mansfield High School. And as we say, Kipper bowing out, 340 wins, not 320 wins, 340 wins at Mansfield High School. And we'll see what Coach Burley dials up as he goes for his 341st win. And right now we are going to take a pause because they're getting set to play the national anthem. They're reading off the NTL Code of Conduct at the moment, and then we'll go into the national anthem and the Mansfield High School alma mater. So the alma mater, the national anthem taken care of, and now we go to the starting lineups for tonight's game. Jackson Taylor being introduced first for Troy. Coach Woodward, Bobby's done a wonderful job. When you lose the inside-outside game that Ty Barrett and Mason Imp gave to the Trojans last year, and you come back the very next season with a quality team that Troy has, the tip of the hat to Coach Woodward, because he really has done an excellent job with this Troy team. Troy has lost 3 games in the conference this year. They are 12-5 on the season. Sam Lawrence is going to get the start. He's got a wrap on his leg. We'll see how long Sam can go. He was laboring a little bit in the warm-ups, but he's going to give it a go to start with. Brody Burley out there, Alex Davis, Cooper Shaw, and then Carson Dominic, the 4th leading scorer in District 4 basketball. Troy, as we said, starts Jackson Taylor, Colin Loveland, Justice Chibbix, Evan Woodward, and Jack Burbage. Burbage has had a big hot hand for the Trojans of late. And Mr. Upham doing double duty. His crew has the assignment tonight for this crucial NTL doubleheader. North Penn Mansfield with a huge game coming up Thursday. That's when they travel to Wellsboro to take on the Hornets, who only have the 1 loss in the NTL standings. As these teams now look to, Troy would love to get into the NTL showdown, but to do so, they'd have to pass Wellsboro in the standings. Now, they'd love to see Mansfield defeat Wellsboro on, they'd love to win this game tonight, then see Mansfield defeat Wellsboro, and then they play Wellsboro next week. They'd love to win that game. And who knows, they could get into the showdown as well yet. Brody Burley jumping center with Jack Burbage, and we're going to be set to go. We'll see how Sam Lawrence can play tonight with that injured leg. Lawrence does have the ball right now. Troy under Bobby Woodward, they'll play that up-tempo style, and they play a good in-your-face defense. Here's Burley, back to Lawrence. Lawrence thought about the long-range jumper, doesn't take it. Burley backs his man in, kicks it back outside to Cooper Shaw, back to Dominic. Mansfield having trouble on the initial possession, getting a shot. But they bring it back to Alex Davis. When these teams play before, the final score is 43-40. First shot of the game, and it goes to Sam Lawrence. How about that? Bad leg and all, and Sammy comes through with a trifecta to start the game. Boy, that's could be a good omen for the Tigers. Three-point shot for the Trojans doesn't go, but the rebound comes down to Loveland, and he loses the ball to Cooper Shaw. Lawrence gets the ball over to Shaw. They get it back to Sammy. Back to Carson Dominic. Dominic picks up his dribble. Shaw has it now. Working it into Burley. Burley tries to drive, and Brock puts it up. No good. Brock can't get it to fall. And getting the rebound is Burbage. Burbage breaking it down court, three-point shot. Nothing but nylon for Colin Loveland. And Loveland ties the game at 3. Troy with the all-court press in the backcourt. Alex Davis crosses the timeline. Goes all the way and kicks it back to Dominic. Dominic's three-pointer, nothing but nylon. Carson Dominic, he's been on a tear lately, and he gets the 3. Nice inside pass, good pass. Jackson finds Evan Woodward with a beautiful touch pass, and Troy cuts it to 1. Lawrence being played now by Taylor. Here's Dominic. Dominic goes into the lane, spinning move, can't shake his defender, but they go back door, and with the easy layup is Brody Burley. That's a play that hours of practice will do wonders for. And Dominic gets it to Burley. Tigers get the score. Ball knocked away. 8-5 Mansfield. Shot there blocked by Brody Burley. Another miss, but there getting the rebound and getting the basket was Loveland, and he goes to the line to try to complete a three-point play, so Loveland can tie the game off of that early basket. See who they call that foul on the Tigers. They do call it on Sam Lawrence. And Andrew Green does come in for Lawrence right now, not surprising. So Sammy goes about 3 minutes here in this first stint as he rests his leg. Loveland can't get the foul shot to fall. Underneath pass for Green doesn't go. Andrews saves it, but coming out of the scrum with it is Chimmix. Chimmix goes coast to coast, kicks it back out for a three-point shot. And that's Colin Loveland again. Loveland drawing the hot hand for the Tigers, or for the Trojans. Here's Andrew Green over to Dominic. Mansfield has not found themselves behind in too many games this season. Shot by Dominic, and Carson gets that one to go. He's filling it tonight. He's got 5. Loveland's got 8. We're 10-10 already, and we haven't even played 4 minutes. Three-point shot from the wing does not go. Pouring the rebound down is Chimmix. Chimmix with a pass to Burbage, and Burbage gets his shot to go, and Troy right back out in front, 12-10. Dominic to bring it up court. Troy again with the all-court pressure. We have the makings of a good one tonight. Dominic over to Andrew Green. Back over to Carson. Ball tipped away. A tight defense by Troy. Again, as we say, Bobby Woodward just doing a marvelous job with the Trojans this season. Davis, lob pass for Burley, and well over Brody's head there. And Troy will have the possession arrow, or rather the possession off of the missed basket. Up to the front court. They've got to watch Taylor. Taylor gets it to Burbage. Burbage's shot doesn't go. Rebound, Dominic. Dominic being played by Woodward. Carson backs him in. Backs it to Cooper Scholl. Scholl's three-pointer doesn't go. Andrew Green, offensive rebound. Gets it to Burley. Burley has it knocked away, out of bounds. Mansfield ball. Coach Burley calling out the play that he wants run. Carson, Dominic. Cross-court pass. They air-mailed that one, and that's stolen away by Taylor. Taylor loses it, but Troy gets it back. Wild shot there, though, by Woodward. Clanks off the backboard. No good. Rebound back to the Tigers. They get into Burley. Burley over to Andrew Green. Green drives all the way, and Andrew puts it off the glass. No good. Rebound, Troy. Trojans with a 2-point lead on the ball. Justice Chimix into the front court. Chimix takes a step before he hits the floor, and that's a turnover. Inbound pass stolen. 3-point shot taken. Missed that one is Taylor. Down court come the Tigers. Alex Davis dribbles it off his foot. Troy gets the ball. Here goes Loveland. 2 more for Colin Loveland. Colin Loveland. 10 points already, and the ball goes out of bounds off of North Penn Mansfield. Lincoln Chimix now enters the game. Lance Heasley comes in for Troy as well. So Troy has the lead by 4, and they've got the basketball. Good first quarter for the Trojans tonight. As we said, Mansfield has not had too many close games this season. Troy's going to give them another one tonight. Heasley fighting with Dominic for the ball. Jump ball, alternate possession, gives it to the Trojans. Troy ball. Mansfield has to travel to Wellsboro for a game Thursday night. So 2 big games this week. Mansfield then will finish next week at Wyalusing and home with Athens. Troy has Athens, Wellsboro, Towanda, and Liberty to play. Liberty game would be their last game of the season. Here goes Heasley. Heasley, they fire it back out front to Taylor. Coast to coast in the lane, putting his shot up, no good. Heasley, though, gets the rebound, puts it up, and he's fouled going up for the shot. So Lance Heasley creates an extra possession for Troy, and he creates a second foul on Mansfield. And that's the first on Burley. So Brody gets his first. That is the second team foul. Heasley's shot cranks off the backboard and the rim, no good. He'll get a second foul shot. Troy 0 for 2 now at the free throw line. Second free throw. Perfect. Heasley gets his first point. Biggest lead of the game, 5 points. Troy has run off 7 in a row. Ball goes out of bounds. Cooper Shaw off the inbounds. Thought about a 3-point shot, doesn't take it. Gets it back over. Coast to coast goes Alex Davis, and they're going to call an offensive foul. on Davis. So that's 3 fouls on the Tigers right now, no fouls on Troy. So Troy with the lead and the basketball. They look to build on the 5-point lead. Mansfield's lost 1 game this season. That was by 5 points to East Stroudsburg South in the Berwick tournament at the start of the year. And I'm going to wager to say there's just been 1 or 2 times this season they may have trailed by 5 points. It hasn't been many. Oh, nice move there to the basket, but taking an extra step was Justice Chimix. But Mansfield's gone dry here in the last 4 minutes. And there's a ball almost stolen away. Good defense by Jack Burbage. The Tigers not getting any easy shots at the basket. Here in quarter number 1. Troy's made them earn their 10 points. Andrew Green to inbound the ball. Works it back over to Cooper Shaw. Again, Sam Lawrence has been on the bench since the 5-minute mark with that leg injury that he sustained in Towanda. Nice pass there. They thread the needle to Burley, and Brody scores. 25 seconds to go. Again, a lot at stake. Mansfield's ranking in the state, whether you agree with the 13th ranking of Max Press, whether you agree with the number 1 ranking of the Pittsburgh Tribune. Oh, nice pass into Hazley as Lance Heasley gets lost by the Mansfield defense. Long shot by Dominic does not go, and the quarter will end. And after 1 period, the Troy Trojans making the 20-mile trip west on Route 6 come up with 17 first quarter points. The North Penn Mansfield Tigers, they come up with 12, and Troy's got that 5-point lead. As we listen to the performance by the Tiger cheerleading squad, getting ready for the second quarter. I want to give a big shout out tonight once again to Tom and Brenda. We know you're watching down there in South Florida. Got a big shout out tonight. Want to give a shout out to Mike in Indiana, Pennsylvania, to Chris down, I believe, in Bridgewater, Virginia. And Troy, not sure if you're watching tonight in Wyoming yet, but if you are a big guy, you better start rooting hard for the Tigers here. Troy's giving North Penn Mansfield all they can handle this evening so far. There's Cooper Shaw. Over to Sam Lawrence. Lawrence comes back on the court for the start of the quarter. North Penn Mansfield can't get any open shots right now. There goes Dominic right in on Hazley, and he scores on Lance. Carson's got 7, lead at 3. Almost lost there, but here goes Taylor. Taylor to Heasley. Heasley puts it up and in. Lance Heasley scores. Troy has already got points from 4 of their 5 players. And Troy has yet to commit a personal foul. Pass it back out from Burley to Dominic. Long cross-court pass to Cooper Shaw. Shaw can't shake away from Burbage. Have to get it back out to Alex Davis. As I said, Troy's defense is making this hard to handle tonight. Burley backs in Heasley, goes right in, but he puts it up too hard, misses it, and Heasley strips him for the rebound. Here goes Burbage. Burbage's pass right inside, but they can't get it to fall. Woodward has it go in and out. Long pass down to Burley, but there's Heasley. Burley can't get free, has to kick it back to Shaw, back to Lawrence. Lawrence for three. That goes in and out. Cooper Shaw fights for the rebound, and their first foul of the game on the Troy Trojans. Lance Heasley's first. It's on the floor, so Lawrence will go to bring it in. Dominic, tight defense there, played by Chimix. Alex Davis picks up his dribble, tries to get it to Shaw, and then Alex Davis commits a reach-in foul after the bad pass. So the issue compounded with a personal foul. That is the fourth foul on the Tigers. At halftime today, we will have the first part of a two-part interview that we did yesterday with Coach Kipper Burley, as Kipper winding down his great coaching career. We talked to Kipper tonight. At halftime, we have a second part for the last home game against Athens. So we'll have that for you at halftime, both on Blue Ridge and also on the streaming service. Our interview, first part, with head coach Kipper Burley, the author of 340 victories. Alex Davis goes up, can't get it to fall, but he's fouled on the way up, and two key foul shots, I believe the first of the game for Mansfield. And that foul's on Chimix, that's his first. And Mansfield will go to the free throw line for the first time, down 5. Both teams have only scored 2 points here in the quarter. Davis hits the first shot, that's good. Lead now at 4. One more shot coming. He's 2 for 2. And now again they play they take Alex Davis out. I thought they were taking Sam Lawrence out, but they don't take Lawrence out. They take Davis out this time with his second foul. Alex does come up with those 2 foul shots first. The lead at 3, and here are the Trojans on the offensive. Working it outside to Taylor. Taylor has the ball, Burbage has the ball, knocked away by Andrew Green. Lawrence brings it up court to Cooper Shaw. Tight man-to-man pressure by Troy. All the way in goes Cooper Shaw, and he can't get it to fall, and they're going to call an offensive foul. Coach Burley not necessarily in agreement with that call, but that's the 5th team foul. The first foul on Cooper Shaw. He was hoping it was going to be an and one, but the shot didn't fall, and there was no and one or and nothing because it's a foul on the Tigers. Troy on the offensive. Chimix over to Loveland. Loveland's been the hot man so far for Troy. They work it inside, and another missed opportunity as Mansfield steals the ball. Brody Burley comes up with that one. There's a pass for Burley that just is out of his reach, and Chimix racing into the front court. Long three-point shot off the front of the rim, but a rebound comes down to Burbage. Troy gets another possession. Here's Loveland kicking it back outside. Taylor to Chimix. Chimix drives in, goes all the way in. Beautiful pass to Burbage. Burbage can't get it to go, and the rebound to Burley. So a couple missed opportunities here now for Troy. Here's Shaw to tie the game on a three-pointer. Cooper Shaw, three-point basket. Mansfield draws even at 19 apiece with 3:50 to play in the second quarter. NTL basketball on a Tuesday night on the Blue Ridge Cable Television Network. Loveland back over to Taylor. Andrew Green on him. There's a whistle. Looks like we have a 3-second violation on the Trojans. 3-second call. Alex Davis will come back in. Sam Lawrence comes out. Sam goes about 4.5 minutes here in the second quarter, and they'll rest that injured leg. Good time management or clock management by Coach Burley with that injury. Alex Davis comes back in. Alex has to be careful. He has 2 fouls. Brody Burley. Burley kicks it back out front to Davis. Davis into the lane. Stops. Gets it back over to Cooper Shaw. Shaw goes all the way in and scores. The sophomore, Cooper Shaw. The talented sophomore puts Mansfield ahead, so the Tigers now in a bit of a run. They've got the 2-point lead. Here's Chimmicks. Taylor back over to Chimmicks. Chimmicks into the lane. Taylor working it inside. Good ball movement. Chimmicks shoots a 3. That's off the rim. No good. Rebound taken away by Carson Dominic. Dominic all the way behind the back pass to Andrew Green. What a play. Timeout for Troy. Behind the back pass. Carson Dominic to Andrew Green. And Mansfield now leads by 4. They've held Troy to 2 points here in the quarter, while Mansfield has come up with an 11. An 11th spot for the Tigers so far, and Troy's got 2. And all of a sudden, Mansfield has that lead. They were down by 5. They're up by 4. And the quick 30-second timeout over. Heasley comes back in. Smart timeout by Coach Woodward. Bobby, excellent football player back in the day for Coach Tom Elsasser. One of the best tight ends that Mansfield University had back in the day. Bobby Woodward, excellent football player for the Mountaineers. 2:30 to play. It's quarter number 2. Who's going to get hot now for the Trojans? It was Loveland in the early part of the game. 3-point shot. That's who's going to get hot with a shot. Evan Woodward. Just like that, the lead back to 1. 23-22. Andrew Green 3-pointer doesn't go. Dominic goes for the rebound. A foul on the floor on Troy. Coach Woodward a little bit incredulous at that call. And it's on Evan Woodward. His first. Green. Andrews has to get it in. The ball's stolen away. Here's Heasley. He loses the ball, comes back with it. Heasley works the pass off to Burbage. Burbage has the ball back to play, blasted away by Carson Dominic. Entertaining first half of basketball. 1-point game. Heasley, Mansfield went for the steal, couldn't come up with it. Lance Healy turns and scores, and just like that, Troy's wiped out that 4-point deficit. They're back ahead by 1. Great resiliency by the Trojans. Now it's Mansfield's turn, but the ball knocked up in the air. Troy has it. Here's Heasley again. Taylor puts it up, and he's fouled on the wrist. Andrew Green thought he got all ball, but the official is going to say differently. Andrew's first foul, but it will send Jackson Taylor to the free throw line for Troy. Gets his foul shot to fall. 2-point Troy lead. 6 unanswered for the Trojans. Next shot. That one misses. And then Taylor comes over the top to commit a foul. That'll be his first. It's only the 4th team foul, so Troy not in any difficulty. And the all-court press remains on. Here goes Dominic. Back to Burley, and Burley steps on the sideline. Turnover. Taylor Over to Burbage, back out front. Lincoln Chimmicks is now in the game. Lincoln over to Evan Woodward, back to Woodward. Woodward back to Chimmicks. 1 minute to play, and this is the first half. Burbage, jump shot from the key, does not go. Cooper Scholl gets the rebound down to Carson Dominic. Dominic into the front court. He's bumped but no call. Back outside, here goes Davis. Davis, he's bumped by Heasley, no call. And here comes Troy coast to coast. And Lincoln Chimmicks scores. And Troy back to the 4-point lead. 28 seconds to go. What a response from Troy after Mansfield took that 4-point lead. Dominic's going to try a three. That's going to be off. And Troy will probably hold for the last shot. Or will they? 15 seconds to go. They don't look like they're in a holding pattern. And they step on the end line. Possibly they should have been in a holding pattern. I thought they might go for the last shot, but they were geared up to roll right in. And now Andy Hermanson will come in. They don't want Alex Davis to get that third foul here in the last 12 seconds. And you don't win 340 games without making smart plays like that. But there's a pass, the inbounds pass knocked away. Troy's got a 2-on-1. Pass over, rebound, basket goes in for Burbage. 2 seconds to go, 3-point shot by Dominic will not go in. And Troy finishes the second quarter with a huge flourish. Troy 29, they score 12 points in the quarter. Mansfield, they score 11 points in the quarter. But Troy ending on a 7-0 run. They lead at 29-23 at the end of the half as Mansfield finds themselves down by 6 at halftime as Coach Burley will be coaching his team up. Coach Woodward will simply be saying, let's do more of the same here in in half number 2. So we're going to take a pause right now. As I say, we have the interview that we did yesterday with head coach Kipper Burley.
This is Chris Vaughn, and I'm very pleased today to be with the great Kipper Burley, winding down his career here at Mansfield High School, North Penn Mansfield High School, the winningest coach in the history of North Penn Mansfield High School. And Kipper, 341 wins, that's quite an achievement. And do you know how many district titles you've won, or NTL titles as well with the 341?
The 341 had to be looked up. I wasn't aware of that. But the district titles is easy. That's 3.
Okay, 3 district titles.
3 district titles. NTL titles, I'm not exactly sure.
Okay, but 341 wins has to be a major achievement. I don't know where that stands in the annals of NTL basketball or anything like that, but I bet you that's got to put you in the top 2 or 3.
Yeah, I guess that's what longevity will do for you.
Yeah.
But when I think of outstanding coaches, Jim Davis comes to mind immediately.
Yeah, Coach Davis.
I think in the 80s he won more games at Northeast Bradford than anybody in the state.
But as you look back at the 341 wins and your amazing career, you know, what are your fondest memories? What are your fondest memories? Is it the wins? Is it the opportunity to have coached Bo and Brock, Brett and Brody throughout their entire careers, and some of the other young men that you've had an opportunity to deal with throughout the years?
Sadly, I'd probably say I hate losing more than I enjoy winning. So I probably don't think I enjoy the wins as much. I mean, it's sad that you're walking back to the locker room and you're already thinking about, you know, who you have to play next. We just beat a good Tawana team on the road, and I'm walking back to the locker room, and instead of really enjoying that feat, because we've struggled in that gym and had some troubles there, I'm already thinking about the Troy game on Tuesday. So Probably not so much the wins, it's just the memories of the kids and the smiling faces and the pride and the joy that I've seen from not only them but their parents sometimes too, after achieving goals that they've set for each other. Those are the things that I remember the most, and it was a treat and a joy to coach my 4 sons.
Oh, I bet.
It was a special family time, and I think they learned some values that have helped them be successful after they've left high school.
And it was so nice the other night when you won the Peg Bergeson Trophy that all the Bergeson boys showed up for that game as well.
Yeah, it was really nice, and I don't remember the last time all 4 of them had been there. It's been a while.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, talk about, boy, you've had great success with people whose last name begins with B. Between all your sons and all the Bergesons. Now, you coached all the Bergesons?
I did, and
all the way
that's
through
the
too?
only 2 families I've coached. My first year, Jeff was a freshman, and he ended up starting, I think, we kept tweaking with the starting lineup, and in January, we put him into the starting lineup because he was a really good defensive player, hard-nosed, gritty player, played good defense, and that was his freshman year.
Okay.
And then when Luke graduated, the 4th kid, the next year Brody was a freshman.
Okay.
So, just 2 families.
Yeah, and you had them staggered all the way through,
All the
so
way
there wasn't too much overlap there.
No, and that's a big reason why we had a lot of wins.
Yep, certainly a lot of wins. But you mentioned, how you always focused on the next game, and sometimes you don't appreciate the wins. I know, having been a good friend with Ed Wilson, the longtime coach at Mansfield University, Ed would gloss over those wins, but boy, he could tell you minute by minute those games that he lost and what happened and when it happened. Are there any? There's one in particular that I was going to mention, but are there any losses though that stand out as just ones that kept you up at night?
There's a lot of losses that jump out. The one that probably hurts the most is the round of 16 game when we were up 2 on Lebanon Valley, or Lebanon Catholic rather, and I tried to put a kid in to inbound the ball, and they wouldn't let him in because they said I'd just taken him out. He'd actually sat the entire 4th quarter, so we couldn't get a 6'5" guy on the ball, and then they lobbed one in, hit a fadeaway at the buzzer, and then in the overtime, they played keep away with 6 guys for about 12 seconds, and that wasn't caught, and we ended up losing that game, and I thought we had a great chance to go to the state quarterfinals. And
Yes, that's the one game I was going to mention, that Lebanon Catholic game when I guess apparently when you finally recognized they had 6 guys on the court, he kind of just slithered off the court there to the end of the bench, and the officials didn't do anything about it.
yeah, it was disappointing. And then I guess the fact that no one ever owned up to it and apologized. Our principal at the time pursued it, and she was told to stop pursuing it. But just an apology would have been nice. Mistakes happen.
Yeah.
Lord knows I've made
Right.
numerous and still make them. But
Yeah.
just someone owning up and apologizing would have been nice.
Well, I know the other year during the pandemic when there were no sports, and Chris Massey in the Williamsport Sun-Gazette was writing about everything and anything that had happened while he had been there, and he had highlighted that game, I believe, in the one issue of the Sun-Gazette as one of the toughest losses a team could have of all time.
Yeah, it's on video. It's hard to watch. I haven't watched it in a number of years, but it's a tough one.
Has anything changed from when you began your coaching career to now, how you approach the game, or just anything in general that you've had to do differently as things have changed? I think one thing that I've thought of was now the demand for summer basketball and summer sports, and that seems to be now almost, it's just not a seasonal thing, but you've got to be ready to coach all these guys in the summer too, and get them to play basketball in the summer.
Yeah, I don't think that's changed. What we do in May, June, July, I think stayed pretty consistent over the last 20 years. I think when the Bergesons were coming along, AAU was kind of a novelty. One or two of those kids, and I think Timmy might have been the first one. I don't believe Jeff or Mark ever played any AAU, but Tim played some AAU basketball down in Williamsport with an organization called The Truth, and then Luke started playing. And then when my oldest son started playing, we started playing with Lou Judson and Red Wave, and we've had a lot of kids from Mansfield High School play in the Red Wave organization, and it's outstanding. Lou does a great job with his practices, and the teams are competitive, and the kids that have played in that have made a lot of friends outside their inner circle. So from that aspect, and as far as summer league and tournaments and things, I don't think any of that's really changed too much as far as what we've done. But you're right, it does seem like almost a year-round, 10-month.
And it's got to be a little extra of a
sport.
challenge too, because you got so many athletes, especially at these small schools, where they're not just playing one or two sports, they're playing a sport every season. And I guess there's got to be some demand. Maybe the football coach or the baseball coach wants them to play summer baseball. You want to get them into summer AAU basketball, and it's probably a little bit of tug of war there.
It's a lot. I mean, a busy kid's a good kid, but at the same point, I worry sometimes if it becomes too much for kids. They want to keep family first and focus on vacations, as they should. Having said that, the current baseball coach, Rob Davis, has been outstanding. He's moved games over the summer. A lot of kids that want to do both.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It is wonderful.
Well, that's wonderful.
It is. And so a lot of kids that wanted to do both could. And then I know in the fall, most of our workouts are skill and shooting. There's not a lot of live play. So kids that are focused on football don't have to worry about getting injured and things like that.
That's finally, Kipper, when this season ends, and hopefully with a deep playoff run coming up, knock on wood, what are you going to miss most about coaching?
I'll miss the practices. Practices have always been my favorite.
Okay.
I think if you talk to most players, they enjoy the games. That's why they endure the practices.
Okay.
But I prefer and enjoy practices more. I always kid, I know how they're going to end. But it's been a fun, and it's been challenging to try to create practices that are competitive and that at some points create as much havoc as kids experience in the game. And I've enjoyed that aspect of it. Games always have been and always will be stressful for me, and I guess if they're not, you should probably hang it up. But from the games, I enjoy the chess match, trying to expect what they're going to do. We're in a tough stretch of our schedule where we're going to be playing teams for the second time, and you look at areas in which you were successful and areas you struggle, and it makes you wonder, what's that coach going to do differently this time, and how are you going to anticipate that, and what are you going to do as a direct result of that, and that's kind of fun.
Great. Kipper, thank you so much, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, appreciate it.
All right, we're underway here in the second half. We hope you enjoyed our interview with Coach Burley. We'll have another portion of that in the near future and the final home game of the season as the Tigers and the Trojans gearing up. Second half basketball underway. Troy with a shot, doesn't go, fighting for the rebound. Jump ball situation, it goes to Mansfield, and it'll be the Tigers' ball. Down by 6. Troy will continue with that all-court press. Here goes Carson Dominic. Dominic racing into the front court. Lobs it off to Burley. Burley back to Sam Lawrence again. Sam on the court again with the leg contusion. And there's the foul as they try to feed it into Dominic. And that'll be the first foul of the game, I should say, on Jack Burbage. It's only one, but the first team foul of the quarter. Troy ended that on a nice 7-0 run. Actually, 9-0 run, I should say. And Troy back on top. They lead by 6. And again, I don't know what the score at halftime was in that game with East Stroudsburg South, but 6 points could be the largest deficit Mansfield has had in a game this season. Lawrence gets the first basket to fall. And Mansfield's #1 fan just arrived, and he's in the house, and he's in the front row, and that is Gordy. You can see him in the front row there. And Mansfield's #1 fan now is going to gear it up to make it a little tougher on the Trojans. 3-point shot by Loveland. Long shot doesn't go. Rebound ticks off of Troy, and Mansfield will get it. We want to give a shout out. I know we got some good fans over in Troy there in building number 9. Charlie, I'm sure, has the full house tonight. Greatest food in the area. Check out building 9 next time you're in Troy. And a lot of the Trojan fans probably there tonight with the Blue Ridge Station on the television as they're watching the Trojans and the Tigers over at building 9 over in Troy. And right now, those Trojan fans are enjoying what they've watched. We'll see if the Tiger fans can enjoy the second half. Brody Burley, he gets that one to trickle in. And Burley's got 6, and Mansfield has cut the lead to 2. As Gordy is working overtime now. A nice move there, and it looks like Burley hooks Loveland. And that'll be the first foul of the half on the Tigers. Brody's got his second foul. Nobody with more than 2 fouls on Mansfield. Nobody with more than 1 on Troy. And there's a 3-point basket. Justice Chimmicks. And the lead pops back up to 5. Here goes Davis, and he's fouled on the play there as Loveland hacked and whacked. And his first foul. So nobody on Troy with more than 1 foul. They've committed 6 fouls in the game. 6 different players have 1 apiece. Andrew Green ready to come in, and he's going to come in as Sam can only go. Sam Lawrence comes out after about 2 minutes and 15 seconds. That's the shortest stint he's had. Really, Sam gutting through it tonight. Off the inbounds pass, 3-point basket, Dominic Carson with 10. And Mansfield again has cut the lead to 2. Taylor working it inside. Burbage puts it up short, but he gets his own rebound. And then Andrew Green reaches in and commits a foul. That'll be Andrew's second foul. 2 on Andrew Green. That's the third Mansfield player with 2 fouls apiece. Again, Gordy with the rhythmic defense chant. Into the lane is Burbage. Oh, nice pass. Burbage threads the needle to a breaking Evan Woodward, and Woodward lays it in. Nice pass from Jack Burbage. Green into the front court. Has the ball almost stolen away, and a jump ball as nice play by Jackson Taylor. Taylor helps pick up Andrew Green, but he pilfers the pocket of Andrew. And Troy has the ball with the lead. Working it over to Colin Loveland. Troy, if they could win this game, they could easily move up, regardless of maybe what Loyal Sock could do and Southern Columbia, as they're so tight in getting into a position where they could get a home game in the first round of the playoffs. But a 3-point basket by Cooper Shaw, his second of the game, and Mansfield has cut it to 1. 3-point shot by Chimmicks, doesn't go. Rebound Cooper Shaw. Alex Davis to the front court. Mansfield can shoot for the lead. Shaw on a long 3-pointer. He gets it to go. The sophomore, Cooper Shaw, his third 3-pointer. And Mansfield has taken the lead. They got it by 2 now. The Tigers back in front. And there's a steal by Andrew Green. Green, he's going to go all the way, gets it over to Davis. What a play by Andrew Green, and a timeout for Troy. Andrew Green to Alex Davis. What a play by Andrew. And Mansfield now goes up by 4, and a full timeout taken by the Trojans. Mansfield showing why they are a 1-loss team. And now we'll see if Troy has a run in them, as Mansfield now has reeled off 6 straight. Actually, they've reeled off 8 straight. It was 34-30. And they've got 8 straight going for them, and the 4-point lead. And that equals Mansfield's, ties them for their biggest lead. This whole game's been played between a 6-point lead for Troy and a 4-point lead of Mansfield. These teams have been that evenly matched and have played such close basketball. Mansfield not picking up in the backcourt. They'll allow Troy into the front court with Jackson Taylor. Taylor now being played by Dominic. The ball knocked away. Oh, nice feed there. Beautiful pass from Chimix to Burbage. Troy has made some nice passes here in this third quarter. And Burbage gets a steal, and Troy gets it to Chimix. Chimix goes up and he's fouled. And here comes Troy with their answer back to Mansfield. Wow. It's like one team gets that 4 to 6 point lead, and then all of a sudden the other team gets the run going in their direction. And that's the third foul on Alex Davis. That's his third foul. Troy now 2 for 6 at the free throw line, with Chimix having one more. Makes it. 3 for 7 at the line. Mansfield by 1. Here's Dominic being played by Chimix. Carson drives into the lane, passes it off to Andrew Green. Green back to Dominic. Dominic for 3. That comes up short. It hit the net, the bottom of the net. It didn't go through though. Troy can go for the lead, but Dominic steals the pass. Carson into the front court. Gets it over to Cooper Shaw. Shaw's pass stolen away by Burbage. Bad pass there. Loveland goes all the way in, has it knocked away, and Davis scampers to get it for Mansfield. Alex comes across the timeline. 1 point game. And there's a steal right away. Ripping it away is Woodward. And they get the ball to Loveland. Loveland misses, but getting the rebound uncontested and putting it in is Evan Woodward. He's got 9. And Troy now is right back ahead. They're on a 5-point run. Alex Davis goes all the way in and scores. Davis answers back. Mansfield leads by 1. What an excellent high school basketball game in the NTL. A kick ball there. Stoppage of play at 2:19 in the third quarter. A good crowd on hand. Not really, it's quite a full house. There's some excellent seats right at center court near the Troy bench. I don't know why nobody has taken those seats. Chimix into Heasley. Heasley's come back into the game. 2 minutes to play, quarter number 3. There's a nice pass there that Troy can't convert. Heasley tries to save it. Good effort by Heasley, but he couldn't quite save it. Mansfield gets it. Davis into the lane. Davis kicks it back to Shaw. 1:40 to go. Mansfield by 1. Andrew Green getting a lot of playing time. The 6th man tonight. Cooper Shaw's 3. Rims out. Looked like it was all on the money, but a little too much spin on it. Here's Jackson Taylor. Back to Chimix. Chimix is 3. Back iron, no good, but Chimix follows it up. Gets his own rebound. And a no-look pass is batted out of bounds. And very short rest for Burbage. He might have been out of the game for a minute. And Coach Woodward wants him back on the court. Getting it back, Chimix is going to put up an uncontested 3-pointer. You got to put some pressure on him. And he hits for 3, and Troy goes up by 2. The second 3-pointer of the quarter for Chimix. Shaw's going to try another 3, and that is backed home. The bank is open for a Cooper Shaw deposit of 3 here in the third quarter. And Mansfield goes back up by 1. Here's Heasley. See if Troy answers back. And there's a steal by Andrew Green. Green gone coast to coast, puts it up. He's got it, and a score. Andrew Green comes up. I thought the ball went in the basket. My bad. Obviously it did not. It hit the bottom there, and Andrew will get 2 shots though after that steal. Andrew comes up with the first shot. My gosh, I got to get an eye appointment. I thought he made that basket. But Andrew, nevertheless, could get the 2 points here on the foul line. And he does. 2 big shots for Andrew Green. And Mansfield leads by 3. 33 seconds to go. And the ball right through Burbage's hands. But apparently they're saying it was tipped by Mansfield. Coach Burley and crew disagreeing with that. But the ball belongs to the Trojans. Burbage thought about a 3. Here's Taylor. Taylor back to Burbage, 20 seconds, cross-court pass, Loveland. And Loveland throws the 3 in. He's got 13. We're even at 45. The 3-pointers are falling like rain here in the third quarter. These teams punching and counter-punching. There's the ball stolen away by Troy, and the quarter ends on a great defensive stop by the Trojans. Mansfield does win the quarter, but Troy won the end of the quarter. Troy's 6-point lead eradicated, but Mansfield's 4-point lead is gone as well. 45 apiece through 3 quarters. Great routine by your Mansfield cheerleading squad, as they do a very nice job. 45 apiece. Here's the scoring after 3 periods. Colin Loveland, 13 points. Justice Chimmick, 7. Lance Heasley, 7. Evan Woodward, 9. Jack Burbage, 6. Lincoln Chimmick's 2. For Mansfield, Sam Lawrence, 5. Andrew Green, 4. Brody Burley, 6. Alex Davis, 6. Carson Dominic, 10. Cooper Shaw, 14. And we're even at 45. Players in the game in foul trouble. Alex Davis, 3 fouls for Mansfield, 2 on Brody Burley. For Troy, only 1 player with more than 1 foul. Jackson Taylor has 2. Lob pass into Dominic. Dominic puts it up too strong. He thought he was fouled. Does not get a call. Troy can shoot for the lead. And they get to go with the foul. Basket goes and a Mansfield foul. Lincoln Chimmicks off the bench gets the basket and a foul on Brody Burley. Now Mansfield has 2 players with 3 fouls. And the shot goes in by Chimmicks. He's got 5 points. Troy leads by 3. And there's a whistle, and they're going to say it goes off of Mansfield. Mansfield thought that there was a foul, that the player was shoved. Alex Davis was shoved, but they said he might have been shoved, but he lost the ball out of bounds first. So Troy right back in possession, up by 3. Can they get the lead to 5? Can they get the lead to 6? They've had a 6-point lead earlier. And there's a travel on Heasley. Ball back in Mansfield's hands. And there's a foul on the inbounds pass. That's going to go on Woodward. That's his 2nd foul, 4th team foul. Again, Troy continuing to put this whole all-court press on, and it's paid some dividends tonight. It really has. Sam Lawrence back on the court for the Tigers. We'll see how long Sam can give them with the contusion on his leg. Loveland all over him. Here's Davis to Shaw. Shaw to Lawrence. Lawrence gets it underneath to Davis. Davis gets the basket. It's 48-47. Excellent high school basketball game. What a pass. What a pass from Woodward to Burbage. Troy has made some pinpoint passes here in the second half. they've threaded the needle for some uncontested layups. And they call it travel. Oh my goodness. It looked like there could have been a bump from here, but they do call it travel, so the ball goes to the Trojans there. Carson Dominic certainly thought he got bumped on it, and Gordy demanding an explanation from the official on that one. So Troy will have the ball, 6:47 to play, and the Tigers got another huge game coming their way on Thursday night at Wellsboro. And Troy's got a huge game coming their way next with Athens, as both those teams look to take advantage of a Mansfield loss if the Tigers do lose this game. But if Mansfield does win the game, a game like this could go a long way in certainly helping them out as they get into the playoffs, they get into districts and things like that, because games like this test you. You beat certain teams by 40 and 50, and you're mercy ruling at 2 minutes into the third quarter, not so much. But when you're in a blow-by-blow, one-possession game, it can only help when you reach the playoffs. That's if you win. So we'll see what happens. Here comes Troy. There goes Burbage right up with it. Misses the shot. Put it up too hard. Dominic comes down. 1-on-2. Carson's going all the way, though. Puts it up, and he puts it in, and they wave the basket off. The Mansfield fans not overly pleased. They wave the basket off. He was fouled, but they're saying he was fouled on the floor, and that's the second foul on Colin Loveland, the 5th team foul. Andrew Green into Dominic. Dominic puts it up off the back glass and scores. Carson Dominic has 12. It's a 1-point game. 50-49 Troy. 6:20 to go. Here is Woodward. Woodward back over to Taylor. Taylor back over to Loveland. Loveland being shadowed by Andrew Green. He finds Lincoln Chimmicks. Lincoln getting fourth quarter playing time. Justice is out, Lincoln is in. Troy right now going a little slower. Loveland had a good look at the basket. He just couldn't get that one to fall. He's the leading scorer with 13 for Troy, and now North Penn Mansfield can go back in front. They get it to Brody Burley. He puts it up, and they're going to call him for a travel. Travel call there on the Tigers. Could have gone either way. It goes against the home team. Long court pass. There goes Chimmicks. Nice play. Lincoln Chimmicks. He went to the basket with authority, and he lays it in. Troy goes back up by 3, and Davis loses the ball. He gets it back, though. And now a timeout by Mansfield as Coach Burley, with his 340 wins, saw that his man was in trouble after losing the ball, but saving it. And he calls the timeout with 5:08 to play in quarter number 4, 52-49. Should Mansfield come back and win this game, we haven't really talked about it tonight, but should they come back and win, they will have, it'll be 20% off your pizza order at the Mansfield Pizza. Just say Mansfield wins. You heard it on Blue Ridge. And we had some foul shooting and baskets being made there at halftime of the first game and the second game tonight, and that was put on by the future business leaders of Mansfield. Future Business Leaders of America would like to thank their sponsors, for without them, the Shooting for Shoes Community Service Project would not have been possible. Thank you to the full court shot sponsors, Sarah Joe Stop and Go, First Citizens Community Bank, Physics Physical Therapy, Mitchell's Car Quest, Buck Heights Funeral Home and Crematory, Bloss Pharmacy, Laurel Health Centers. Thank you to Jenkins Insurance for your layup sponsorship. A special thank you to the Bloss Pharmacy and Sergio's Stop and Go for donating gift cards for the prize of the half-court shot completion. All proceeds will be used to support the Shoe Bank, serving families in the Mansfield, Troy, and Wellsboro communities. And thank you to the future business leaders. Alex Davis off the timeout, puts it up, can't get it to go, but he was fouled on the way up. And that foul is going to be on Burbage, I believe. That'll be his second foul. So Troy does not have anybody yet with 3 fouls, but they have 4 players with 2 fouls. And Alex Davis will shoot the free throw. Nothing but nylon from the smooth shooting sophomore. Heasley now comes back in. Lance. Alex could turn this into a 1-point game with a foul shot. Mansfield, by our count, is 5 for 5. They're 6 for 6 on the free throw line. And the lead is at 1. Here come the Trojans on the offensive boards. Woodward with the ball. Woodward goes in, stops, kicks it back out front. Chimix left open, does not take the 3. He's certainly capable of making that shot. He moves it in for a nice pass, and this one just goes off the hands of Woodward as Troy has made some beautiful passes for layups here in the 3rd and 4th quarter. But that one, not so much. It was a good pass, but Woodward just couldn't quite control it, and Mansfield can go to the lead if they score. Once again, Blue Ridge and the Mansfield streaming service pleased to bring you this crucial NTL contest tonight. Can't say enough about the fine effort the Trojans have put in. Burley underneath, but Heasley breaks it up. He had Dominic alone for the layup, and basically it looks like he had a touchdown pass throwing, and Lance Heasley playing defensive back swatted it away. Mansfield inbounded. Pass was going right to Burley from Dominic. Dominic puts up a long 3-pointer off the front of the rim, no good. Andrew Green, big offensive rebound. Dominic gets it back. Gets it to Cooper Shaw. His 3 off the rim, no good. Fighting for the rebound. Burley up and in. Brody Burley, Mansfield with 3 possessions on that play as they get 2 offensive rebounds. And Burley makes the last one count, but here comes Heasley right back for the Trojans. And they go back ahead again. Huge multiple lead changes tonight. Here's Davis. Davis misses everything on that one. That one comes up short. And they're saying it was deflected. That's why it came up short. And this call goes the Tigers' way. Some booing from the Troy fans. Dominic into Cooper Shaw. Shaw triple team. Back to Dominic. He loses it. And a great save by Jackson Taylor. Here's Heasley. Heasley's shot doesn't go. Around the rim and out as we're coming up to the 3-minute mark of a 1-point game. Mansfield, 17-1 record on the line. But Brody Burley gets the pass from Alex Davis. Mansfield has the lead. Can they shut the door on the Trojans? The defensive cheer being led by Gordy. Here's Loveland. Kicking it over to Chimix. Chimix into the lane. He has it swatted away. They fight for the ball. And Troy had possession and gets the timeout. So the timeout is taken by Coach Woodward. He wants a 30-second timeout. So it will be Troy basketball. Some question if Troy had possession there, but they say that they did when they called the timeout. What a game. Hope you're enjoying it here on the Blue Ridge Network. Home on the streaming service as well. Troy breaks the huddle first. What a nice job Bob Woodward has done here. You lose players like Ty Barrett, you lose players like Mason Imp, you think you might have a year to have to adjust and rebuild, but the Trojans, a formidable foe for everybody all season. They've won some big games. I mean, they beat Lewisburg. They beat Southern Columbia. They walloped some teams. They beat Benton by 50. Host of wins in the NTL as well. So they're a good basketball team, and they've proven it tonight on the enemy's court. Burbage for the lead. Doesn't go. Burley rebounds. Gets it over to Alex Davis. Davis into the front court. Being hounded by Taylor. Mansfield will be in the bonus on the next one. Give and go. Oh, what a pass. What a game for Andrew Green. He finds Carson Dominic for the basket. Mansfield by 3. What a game Andrew Green's playing. The senior. And they lose the ball out of bounds, but they say, oh boy, Mansfield don't like that one. They're saying it hit off a Mansfield player. 3-point basket now goes by Shimmicks, no good. Burbage rebounds, he throws it away. Burbage thought his man Loveland was going to go to the corner. He did not. And with 2 minutes and 1 second to go, Mansfield has the 3-point lead. They try to go to 18-1. And now a timeout being called. As we said before, should Mansfield win, you just go to your Mansfield Pizza Hut anytime after the game tonight, anytime all day tomorrow night, just say Mansfield wins. You get 20% off your dine-in or carry-out order, compliments of your Mansfield Pizza Hut and the Mansfield Plaza. But Mansfield has to win first. They have not lost a home game all year long. They've had a tough one there with a 1-point win against Wellsboro. They were down for a good bit of the game against Northwest High School before a huge fourth quarter won that game. But the tight, close games have been few and far between. It's been those two at home and the 3-point game with Troy on the road. Their 3 wins that were by less than 10 points. Both these teams have had multiple big score victories. Here goes Davis. 1:55 to play. Davis being hounded by Shimmicks. Back over to Andrew Green. Loveland's on him. Green picks up his dribble. Gets it over to Carson Dominic. 1:45 to play. Dominic to Green. Green gets it over to Cooper Shaw. Shaw for 3. Can't get it to go. Andrew Green, another offensive rebound into Burley. And Burley gets it to go. What a game by Andrew Green. What a game the 6th man of the Tigers has played tonight. As he has played so many more minutes. He's got to be tired tonight. One of the best golfers in the NTL. Andrew hitting holes in one tonight. And he gets the assist on the big basket by Burley. And Brody looks for a 3-point play. He gets it. They're perfect from the free throw line. And all of a sudden, Mansfield has their biggest lead of the game. It's a 6-point Tiger lead. Brody Burley with the 3-pointer. Troy needs to score now. Here goes Shimmicks. Shimmicks shot doesn't go. Rebound to Alex Davis. Gets it over to Carson Dominic. And the number 1 team, according to the Pittsburgh Tribune poll, has a 6-point lead and the basketball. And they're going to the foul line. The number 13 team in the Max Prep poll. They're 7 for 7 at the free throw line tonight. And Cooper Shaw, who's tied with Carson Dominic with 14 points apiece, looks to add to the lead. First shot. They're 8 for 8. What great shooting by the Tigers tonight. Second shot by Shaw. He's got them both. A lot of heroes for the Tigers tonight. And there's a steal by Dominic. And then Carson is run over and fouled. And there's a Troy player coming in, and there's going to be a foul. My goodness. There could be a technical there. Shimmicks all over Dominic. We'll have to see what the officials call. He was late to the party on that one as the officials sort this out. Carson Dominic, at any rate, he's going to go to the foul line. It looked like Chimmix was a bit late to the party on that one. Foul is on number 12, it looks like. And then it looks like they're showing, I don't know if they're showing something else or not. I believe they're calling an intentional foul then. So it looks like, hey, we're on the other side of the gym. It looks like there may be 2 fouls on the Trojans. Not a technical, but maybe a second personal. Anyway, Coach Woodward getting the explanation. Coach Burley getting the explanation. But anyway, we look at it. Well, it looks like they're, well, I don't know if it's a technical or just because there's a second foul after the first one. But either way, Carson Dominic with 14 points steps to the line. Carson has 15. Mansfield now by 9 with 1:03 to go. Here's the second shot by Dominic. They're 11 for 11 at the foul line. How about that for high school foul shooting? Now there's, well, apparently there's a technical on Mansfield. Wow. So, okay, I guess there were other things we didn't see on that play, but anyway, Colin Loveland goes to the foul line. He'll get some foul shots. He gets that shot to go. I guess the technical was on the Tigers. Loveland hits the first shot. He hits the second shot. Well, 64-56, 2 big free throws there. And so Troy still with a chance. They're going to need a couple threes or some quick twos. There's a shot by Chimmix that doesn't go. Dominic gets the rebound. 54 seconds to go, 8-point game, and there's a foul on the Trojans. Boy, Troy needed that three-pointer there. Wish we would have had a PA announcer who could have kind of explained what all the calls were there. Anyway, that foul is going to go on Chimmix, his second foul. And Carson Dominic, he averages 18 a game. He's got 17. And I have Mansfield 12 for 12 from the foul line. That's just insane. High school foul shooting this good. Pro teams would trade this tonight. So Murray misses one. I jinxed him. 12 out of 13 now. He's got 17, the lead at 9. Troy's got to go quickly. And there's a foul, and it'll be on Dominic. Carson's first foul. Inbounding it inside. Here's Lincoln Chimmix. He's shown me a lot tonight. Lincoln, he goes up for a shot. Foul, I believe, on the floor. But that will put Troy to the foul line with a chance to score without the clock moving. And Lincoln Chimmix off the bench. He has 7 points tonight. He's played a fine game. Chimmix scores. That's his 8th point. Chimmix again, 9th point. Cuts it down to a 6-point lead, so I'm sorry, the lead's at 7. The lead's at 7. 40 seconds to go, and there's the foul. They want to put Mansfield on the line. Foul goes on Loveland. Mansfield not putting anybody on the free throw line or on the side of the line. They don't want to foul. Mansfield now 13 of 14 at the free throw line. 18 points for Carson Dominic. Second shot to follow. That he uses all the rim to score that one. 67-58. Loveland, and he's fouled. No, they call it travel. I thought he was fouled on the play, but they call it travel, and that might just seal the deal. Lead at 9. And there's a foul. They want to put Brody Burley. They're putting Sam Lawrence on the line. They're not putting anybody else even in the front court. Sam with 5 points as he's gutted it out tonight. And Coach Burley has done a magnificent job in managing Lawrence's minutes tonight. Sam Lawrence hits the first shot. They bring Burbage back in. Shimmicks goes far deep for a pass. Lawrence hits that. Three-pointer doesn't go there. The ball loose. Saved to Mansfield. Getting it to Dominic with 17 seconds to go. Carson, spin move after spin move. Now he's fouled. And boy, he was hit hard on that. Mansfield wants a two-shot foul. He's down. Boy, I don't know. I know there's a lot of, I know the coaching staff wants an intentional foul. And Carson getting up very slowly here, and can't tell if there's any blood there or not. No, I guess not. Just, and he's getting a standing O by a lot of the Mansfield faithful, and he deserves it. 19 points and back to the free throw line. And for the rest of the NTL, the bad news is you're going to face Carson Dominic again next year. He's only a junior. Again, Coach Burley wanting a, I guess he wants an explanation here, and now he wants to check Carson, but I guess he wants an explanation why that wasn't an intentional foul or a flagrant foul, but they'll call the timeout. And once again, we do want to talk momentarily about the fine event they had to support the Shoe Bank serving the families of Mansfield, Troy, and Wellsboro that was put on by the Future Business Leaders tonight, thanking their full court sponsors, Sarah Joe Stop and Go, the First Citizens Community Bank, Phoenix Physical Therapy, Mitchell's Car Quest, Buckheit's Funeral, Chapel and Crematory, Bloss Pharmacy, and the Laura Health Services. And thank you to Jenkins Insurance for their layup sponsorship. And a special thank you to Bloss Pharmacy and Sarah Joe Stop and Go for donating gift cards for the prize of the half-court chart competition. All proceeds for the Shoe Bank, serving the families in Mansfield, Troy, and Wellsboro. Troy breaks the huddle again. Carson had a towel up to his face there through that timeout, but looks like he's still wincing a bit, but he heads to the line. And this game obviously was a lot closer than what the final score is going to indicate, believe me. He misses that shot. I guess they can be forgiven for missing that. I have him 15 for 18 now. And 16 for 19. And Andy Hermanson comes in and he replaces Carson Dominic. What a hand for the Mansfield junior. Carson will lead the game with 19 points. 12-point lead. Burbage puts up the shot. He hits it. Jack Burbage. He's got 10. Andrew Green just standing there with the basketball. Very fittingly, Andrew Green is going to be able to run out the final seconds of the clock with the game he played tonight. Final score, Mansfield 70, Troy 60, but the game so much closer than the 10-point final score. Here are the final scoring totals in the game. For Troy, 7 points for Justice Chimmicks, 9 points for Lance Heasley, 9 points for Evan Woodward, 10 for Jack Burbage, 9 for Lincoln Chimmicks. The high score for the Trojans, Colin Loveland with 15 points. For North Penn Mansfield, 7 points for Sam Lawrence, 4 points for Andrew Green, but that is a deceiving point total. He did so much more than score 4 points tonight for the Tigers. 13 points for Brody Burley, 10 points for Alex Davis, 16 points for Cooper Shaw, and 19 points. He's the 4th leading scorer in District 4. Shooting his average tonight, 19 points for Carson Dominic. And Mansfield, again, great shooting from the free throw line. We have them 16 for 19 as a team. So Mansfield wins it by 10. Final score a little deceiving, but this was the type of game that Mansfield really needed, as we said during the 3rd and 4th quarters. If they would win this game, great. If they'd win by the way they did, even better, because these will be the type of games you're going to be playing in the showdown, in the NTL playoffs, in the district playoffs. And Mansfield definitely was pushed to the limit in this game, and they had that big 4th quarter response when they were pushed to the brink, and they win it. They go to 18-1 on the season. That's 17 straight wins. They retain, certainly in the one poll, their 13th ranking. They retain their number 1 ranking in the Pittsburgh Tribune poll. And again, a reminder, 20% off at Mansfield Pizza tomorrow as the Tigers win. You just say that, you get 20% dine in and carry out. And if you're still hungry tonight, head down to Pizza tonight. That discount will be good this evening as well. Hey, we want to thank you for allowing us to be a part of your sports viewing pleasure on this Tuesday evening. Chris Fallon thanking you, thanking Brian Cunningham, and thanking Jason Fletcher for all that Jason does, game in and game out for us, to get these games on the streaming service and also on Blue Ridge. Have a great evening, everyone. We'll see you next week. We got 2 girls' games and a boys' game, the final boys' game of the regular season. Final game that Kipper Burley will coach at Mansfield High School in the regular season at the home gymnasium, the Tiger Den. Good night, everyone. Have a good evening.